Welcome back to the Echo Chamber podcast, the only podcast where two comedians read the Wall Street Journal because one of us gets it for free from work. Now, Trent, let's give the folks at home listening a little rundown on the stories we are going to cover today on the Echo Chamber podcast.
Well, Joe, I'd love nothing more. In our first story, apparently you can bet on who's going to be the next pope.
Oh, yeah, you can
place your bets.
I can't wait to see the front runners.
Yes.
It was also from the Wall Street Journal. Junior bankers at a boutique firm pushed to the brink by 110-hour work weeks.
Oh, those poor bankers.
They're told to step it the fuck up.
Wow. Well, you know who else is being told to step it the fuck up? Anybody who works at the Newark airport.
Oh, I heard the Newark airport.
They're fucked beyond all belief.
They're fucked beyond all belief. Well, maybe they need a 4 a.m. wake-up call, Trent. Because we're going to be hearing about the 4 a.m. wake-up call, and it's not just CEOs these days.
Who said it was just for CEOs?
Waking up 5 hours before the normal time could be for you.
Well, and my final story, not our final story, the food industry is wrestling with a new shopping app.
Riveting. And for our final story in the podcast, one museum in Vietnam's main attraction, anyone who looks American who steps foot inside.
Wow.
Kind of an interesting piece on Vietnam culture there.
You could be an art exhibit, Joe.
I could be. I could be. Maybe I will if I ever get to Vietnam.
All that more on today's Echo Chamber. Did you see you remember the Robin Hood, Russell Crowe Robin Hood that came out in 2010 that nobody ever saw?
No, well, maybe I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either, but no, I don't think anybody. I think it flopped. It was a box office flop. It didn't make Mabry's movies must-sees. That's for damn sure.
That's for damn sure.
But apparently, I just saw today that Amazon, you can stream it on Amazon Prime.
Streamable
on Amazon Prime. But apparently, the opening title sequence, it says something about tyranny or something, and they've edited that out. they've edited it out of Amazon Prime.
Wait. So originally, it had a quote that was tyranny.
Yeah,
we must stand against tyranny.
We must fight against tyranny.
And they go, take that out.
Take that out. Bezos said, no. Take it out.
Yeah. Bezos said, hey, what's all this negative shit about tyranny here?
So, yeah, it's kind of bizarre. A movie that nobody really saw. They've edited that out.
And so I assumed that there was a story about this, and that's how you found out.
People are talking about it. Some poor schlub clicked on 2010. They were at home one night, alone. Alone one night, and they go, well, I got nothing better to do with my fucking life. Why don't I watch this fucking shit movie?
Then he goes, wait a minute.
Hold on.
What happened to the anti-tyranny title card? Something that I clearly remember from the 2010 theatrical release.
Favorite film, Robin Hood, 2010.
It's been modified from its original theatrical release.
Somebody's got an answer for this. So they took to the
interweb.
The interweb, and now it just shows a blank scroll. They didn't even
shows a golden statue of Jeff Bezos. It shows a blank scroll.
Yeah, it just shows a blank scroll. They didn't even bother to cut it all out.
So they just erased the words off the. What did it say originally? Do we have it?
I'm trying to find it. Vamp for me.
This is why we need our production assistant, Jeremy. Can you pull that up? Jeremy, did you just grab that? I like that they didn't even cut the whole sequence out of it.
Yeah. So it says, hold on. I've turned my phone black and white. So I have to turn it back on.
No, time out. Why have you turned your phone black and white?
Well, because it's fucking up my eyes. It's drying out my eyes. What? I stare at it too long on my job where I do absolutely nothing all day. So
well, you don't see color, so perhaps that's why it's straining your eyes, because you're forced to see. Like
it's
in
all
the world,
the color.
You don't see color like on people.
No. In times of tyranny and injustice, when the law oppresses the people, the outlaw takes his place in history. They cut that out. They cut that out. Now it's just a blank screen. So.
Anyway, here's a movie.
Anyway, here's your fucking shit movie.
Here. What about
40% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Here's nothing. Think about nothing. That's kind of what we want you to do, is to not have any thoughts at all going forward.
That's kind of what we like.
Yeah.
So think about nothing, and then get a monthly subscription to deodorant.
Yeah. By the way, the Amazon Prime subscription is going up a few bucks. So. Great time for an outlaw. Oh boy.
Yeah. So that's great. Great world we're living in.
I'll have to fire that up later tonight. Yeah. Maybe tonight I watch the Russell Crowe Robin Hood.
Well, I know. We could, if you want to watch the full version, I guess you have to rent from the fucking library.
Do you guys have the uncensored Robin Hood with the messaging about tyranny?
The librarians will go, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
You get the VHS. It's just white noise and fuzz over the first 10 seconds of it. They recorded over it. Yeah. Oh, that's had to be taken out. Well, Trent, do you want to kick us off today?
Well, I would love to, Joe. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Do betting markets have a prayer of predicting who will be Pope? Now, you were a Catholic.
I was
recovering.
Catholic, yeah.
You say you call yourself a recovering Catholic.
A bit of a recovering. Yeah.
Well, anyway. Now, do you have any interest in who the next Pope will be?
Passive interest, but here's the problem. I don't know any of the guys up for it,
Yes.
And actually, by the time this podcast comes out, we most likely will have a new Pope.
Well, we may. You don't know how long it's going to take. Joe.
I believe the conclave starts tomorrow.
Wednesday. Yes.
Starts Wednesday. And historically, for the last, 100 years or something, they've all taken like 2 days tops.
Oh, really? I thought one took a while. I thought one of the recent ones took a while. The Nazi guy.
No. It was a few days. The guy after him was a few days, I think. Maybe it took a while. Maybe it did take a while for that guy. I think they like it to be fast, so it shows that the church is unified.
Yes,
unified. But as seen in the filmic masterpiece conclave, we know it could take far longer.
Yes, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe that one took a long time.
Yeah, that wasn't actually the last one. But
well, Joe, prediction markets won bragging rights last year when they correctly called the U.S. presidential election for Donald Trump. Now they're taking on a trickier challenge, forecasting the winner of this week's papal conclave. At Polymarket, a popular crypto-based bullshit platform, users have traded more than $13 million worth of contracts that will pay off if their holders make accurate predictions about the next leader of the world's 1.4 billion Catholics.
Now, do you think this money will influence the Cardinals' decision-making?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's sort of a Pete Rose situation where they should be allowed to do it.
Well, I mean, once they lock that door, is there no cell phone policy?
No cell phones,
I don't know.
You can't. No, I believe you can't. You're not supposed to.
Now, what
they make you put your phone in a yonder bag.
You have to put your phone in one of those Ziploc bags.
Yes.
Now, what if somebody has a medical emergency? They have maybe a landline there.
They do have a landline.
Okay, so if there's a landline, it's suffice it to say one could probably call out to a bookie.
They call out to the bookie.
Call out to the bookie.
Yes.
I'm just saying there's a way for it probably to be done.
There's a way for it to be done, but you probably couldn't do it on Polymarket.
Well, but here's the thing. Now, the nuns who cook all the meals, because I saw the movie Conclave, they're in that fucking place, St. Peter's Basilica, and the nuns are making fucking Spanish rice and fried chicken for 5 nights in a row.
Yeah.
They're making chicken noodle soup. They're making tomato soup.
Yeah.
Almost every soup is made.
A lot of soup.
A lot of soup.
Yes, a lot of soup.
Split pea, I believe.
Split pea, yeah. Mulligatawny.
Wedding cake, yeah. A lot of soup is
Turkey
made.
Chili, yeah.
Turkey chili, sure. I believe lentil. I believe if should it go to the weekend, lentil will be served as well. Now, those nuns that are cranking out soup all day long and probably jerking off a couple of these guys behind closed doors, they probably get their cell phones, right?
Well, I don't know. Do nuns have cell phones? They're not allowed to have sex.
Yeah,
why would
weird.
why would they have a cell phone if they're not allowed to have sex? So it's the whole point of having a cell phone is to be able to have sex.
Yeah, maybe they don't have cell phones. I don't know. It would be weird to see a nun on a cell phone, like just like scrolling TikTok.
Yeah.
Playing like Bubble Shooter. doing Wordle.
She loves to do her New York Times games.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but the people outside the conclave are certainly betting on it. That's for damn sure.
Okay.
The $13 million, and then
13
another
million's
company.
not a lot of money gambled on this so far.
Well, another company says they got around $4 million worth of similar contracts. That's a company called Kalshi, which is a rival prediction market. Kalshi, which unlike Polymarket is open to Americans, began taking wagers on the next pontiff hours after the death of Pope Francis.
Jesus. What happened to the 10 days of mourning?
No, he said, fuck it, give us your money.
What are the odds? What are the money line?
The Roman Catholic Church once threatened people betting on papal conclaves with excommunication in laws, and many jurisdictions forbid wagering on the next pope. The current frontrunner is Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the Vatican Secretary of State, with a 27% chance of winning as of Friday afternoon, according to Polymarket. In second place is Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, a Filipino dubbed the Asian Francis.
Oh, the Asian Francis.
21.
I've been pulling for the Asian Francis for a long time.
Yeah, so this guy's the Asian Francis.
Yeah. It's an interesting field. There's the Asian Francis.
Yes.
There's the Black John Paul.
There's the Black John Paul. There's a guy named Pizza Bella.
The albino Benedict.
Benedict, yes.
Yeah.
It's the Asian Francis. It's 2025's version of Linsanity. Another favorite is Cardinal Peter Turkson of Ghana. The African Cardinal's chances on Polymarket mysteriously leapt from 7% the previous week to 14%.
Very suspicious.
Friday,
Very suspicious.
ranking him third. The same three cardinals are top contenders at Kalshi, as well as UK bookmakers that allow for such betting. Betting odds have a mixed record of predicting papal elections. During the conclave that followed the 2005 death of Pope John Paul II,
One of the greats.
Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger rose to become the favorite. Now that was the
Nazi.
That was the Nazi. He ended up becoming Pope Benedict.
He had sunken eyes. He looked like Emperor Palpatine.
I mean, he looked, if you were to picture a Nazi.
I mean, there he was.
that would be him.
And God damn it if he wasn't a Nazi.
Yeah, and he absolutely was. But then after that, in 2013, Cardinal Jorge Bergoglio, the future Francis, the White Francis they call him, or whatever he is.
The White Francis, yeah.
Was an underdog, with UK bookmakers giving him less than a 4% chance of winning.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he was an underdog. Yes. But that one only took like 2 or 3 days.
Yes, it doesn't say how many days, but I'll take your word for it. Catholic teaching says the Holy Spirit helps guide cardinals in their selection for bettors in prediction markets.
That's good.
The thinking isn't as lofty. Some favor Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzabella, an Italian who serves as Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem.
His last name's really Pizza Bell.
Pizza Bella.
That's amazing. I didn't know that was actually a last name for Italians.
Yes, well,
Pizza Bella.
It actually means it means pizza something. Beautiful pizza.
Beautiful pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza beauty.
Yes.
Pizza beauty is a direct translation.
Yes.
Of course, they don't conjugate their verbs the same way we do.
That's true. And we don't have time to get into that. Josh Weil, a 36-year-old alternative healer. Bullshit job. In Santa Barbara.
What is his job?
He's an alternative healer.
Alternative healer. Yeah, it's a bullshit job.
In Santa Barbara, California, placed small bets on Turkson and another African cardinal, Robert Serra of Guinea, using Kalshi. He also bet against Tagle, reasoning that the 67-year-old Filipino was too liberal to be chosen. Quote, my investment thesis is that it's time for a black conservative pope.
We want the Herman Cain of popes. When can we get a black Republican pope?
Yes, we want a black conservative pope, so bet on the blacks. Put it all on black.
Put everything on black.
According to Josh Weil.
Black red. Yeah. Wow. Now, it might swing, to the conservatives now, because Francis, of course, was more progressive. He said gays were fine.
Right.
He was okay with Jews and all that.
Right,
the list went on.
Yes.
Divorce, good. Get a divorce.
Yes.
A lot of people don't like that stuff.
That's true. Or they could go the way of Canada and elect a liberal
even more liberal
Maybe
guy.
an even more liberal
Well,
guy.
there's always the Asian Francis. And
He's
keep an
the
eye on
Asian
him as
Francis,
well.
Yes, keep your eye on the Asian Francis.
You want to keep an eye on the Asian Francis. Now, next up. This is from the Wall Street Journal, Trent. Junior bankers at boutique firm pushed to the brink by 110-hour work week.
God.
Now, I work about 1/100th of that amount of time.
Yeah.
And it's stressing me out. So I
Sure.
can't imagine adding any more.
Yes.
But a team of junior bankers has been regularly working until 4 a.m. for weeks when they had been for weeks.
Wow.
When-
Why?
Well,
Why?
I don't know why. They never even say why.
That's not banking hours, 4 a.m.
They're not banking hours. It must be banking homework that you have to take home after banking hours.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
To count all the money, I guess. You go,
Yeah, it's probably those guys who come in right before the bank closes.
Yeah.
And they go, great. I'm going to be up till 4 a.m. doing this one.
Yeah, they got to balance the books.
Yeah, you put in the...
They get the little fucking green visor thing. They
Yeah.
hunched over the table.
Well, I don't think these are bank tellers. These guys are
No,
not.
I know.
These guys are not bank tellers.
I know what they are. They're junior bankers.
Well, they'd been working until 4 a.m. for weeks when they were called together for a pizza party last year. Some of the young analysts and associates assumed it was a reward for their work pitching and closing deals on the industrials team at Robert W. Baird, a Midwestern bank founded more than a century ago.
Never heard of it.
Instead, the managers who organized the gathering in Chicago told the group they needed to step up their performance.
Every story is about
Yeah.
the people getting a pizza party and then getting fucking slapped in the face.
Yeah, fucking pepperoni. You pick up a pizza, they throw the whole fucking thing in your face. Step it up!
Yeah, you like that pizza, huh?
You're fucking slacking.
So
So they're working
It's the
100
last pizza you'll ever fucking eat if you don't step your fucking game up.
Yeah, they're working over 100 hours a week. They had a pizza party.
Yeah.
And then they fucking cut the lights off and put guns to everybody's head and told them to
Christ.
step it up. Some bankers objected, noting the long hours they were working. Managers replied that they should be working with more efficiency. And other people, the people familiar with the matter, said.
I don't like when they say the people familiar, according to the people. What people are they talking
Well, hold
about?
on. There's a whole story on the back of that.
Sorry.
Oh my God. Everything's on the back of this.
I'm sorry.
I don't like when they say that either.
Yeah.
The people familiar with the matter.
Name
said.
names. I want names.
Name
damn it.
names. This is lazy journalism.
Yeah.
How should we go? If I was a journalist, I'd just turn in articles. I'm like, people familiar.
It's like, yeah, that's what Trump does all the time.
He's-
Many people are saying.
yeah. By the way, did you see the interview with him? And he was with the new Canadian Prime Minister.
No, I didn't.
And he's talking about the map of U.S. and Canada, and he goes, I was looking at the map, and I have a really artistic mind, and
Good God.
I just thought, what a beautiful shape that would be with the Canada. It was like what it was meant to be.
Oh my
And the
God.
guy, I mean, he's like, his knuckles are
Yeah.
hot and white,
Yeah.
like he's about to fucking throw the table over.
Right. You should have socked him in his face.
It's like an act of war.
Yeah.
to say that.
yeah.
But anyway, I digress. More than a dozen junior members of the team have left since the start of 2024, including several this year, according to people familiar with the team.
Bullshit.
Two wound up going to the hospital following long stretches of work, including one who had raised concerns with HR that the workload was unsustainable. This month, frustrations on the team spilled into the open when a post about the working conditions went viral on a popular Wall Street message board. Quote, as an analyst and associate, you were treated as absolute scum. The anonymous... the anonymous author wrote. You got them are scum, right?
Yeah, they're 100% scum.
Yeah, they're all scum, especially the people above them.
I would like to know what they make a year.
I mean, there's no amount of money you could pay me to work till 4 a.m. every night.
No.
Like, it would you wouldn't have a life.
Yeah.
Hundreds of replies followed, including many citing their own experiences at Baird and other banks. After the post, senior bankers convened a town hall for the team. They got another pizza party. They said, "Shut up!"
Don't post on a Wall Street forum.
Yeah. They said some bullshit like they're going to look into it, but nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
The experiences in Baird's Industrials Group, one of the investment bank's biggest moneymakers, echoed those of junior employees at other big banks. Last year, the group advised on 23 deals, according to the London Stock Exchange. Several former employees said that they worried about complaining. They worried that complaining would make them look weak, and that managers already knew the long hours they were working. Speaking up can also be difficult when senior bankers often express how much worse they had it. They go, back in my day, it was way worse.
Yes. You had to walk uphill both ways to the bank.
One of these guys worked for a year on a drawn-out deal that entailed all-nighters creating pitch materials. When he stepped away for 25 minutes to grab dinner one evening, his boss was infuriated and said that he should leave his desk and said that he shouldn't leave his desk for more than 5 minutes without notifying him.
Good God.
What the fuck are you doing? No! You order in every night.
Uber Eats,
dickhead. Have heard of it? Leave for 25 minutes? What are you, crazy?
That's crazy.
I can't imagine what they're doing that requires this much.
Something nefarious.
How can you have to be around the clock? Like, what the fuck kind of hire more people? I mean,
yeah.
Another employee raised concerns to HR about consistent 20-hour workdays last spring, according to one person. Weeks later, the banker was diagnosed with a failed pancreas after collapsing at home from exhaustion.
Jesus Christ.
Doctors said they believed the organ failure had a link to the banker's heavy workload. Oh, you think? What are doctors? What do we pay them for? I mean, what kind of moron? What kind of genius do you have to be to? Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to think that you said you're sleeping 4 hours a night, working 20.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that may have something to do with the pancreas.
that might be it.
That might be it.
So
Anyway,
that'll be
$1,000. Becky at the front will.
Yeah,
will take care
she'll
of you.
check you out.
She'll check you out. $1,200.
Get some rest.
Yeah, get some. Oh, you can't. Okay, well,
That's right.
you can always get a new pancreas. So anyway, yeah, they're all fucked, and I don't know what's going on over there, but those guys are
That's bizarre.
really fucked. I don't know. I guess every bank's like that. I guess I
I
don't
don't
understand
know.
banks.
Maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't know what a bank.
I've got a friend who's an analyst at a bank, kind of a behind-the-scenes job like that.
Yeah.
And it is a stressful job, but he goes out every night. He doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not 110 hours. So
Right.
I think at Baird, they're just bastards. They're just rat bastards.
Yeah, evil rat bastards.
Evil rat
It's
bastards.
like they're working at fucking Saturday Night Live. It sounds like.
Rewrite it.
Well, Joe. Speaking of people that are working long hours and facing staffing shortages, Newark Airport.
Newark.
This is from the Wall Street Journal.
The dreaded Newark Airport.
Have you ever been to New York? Newark.
No, I've avoided it. I've had some flight options out of there. I've never took it.
Same here. Long a New York punchline, Newark Airport gets
dog.
even worse. Technology issues, staffing shortages, and construction pile on the hassles. Dateline, Newark, New Jersey. Families huddled on Mickey Mouse printed suitcases. Businessmen shouted into phones with their offices trying to rebook flights. Strangers commiserated over shared indignities. Airline employees yelled for passengers to board a shuttle that would take them to another airport 2 rivers away. This wasn't a nationwide air travel meltdown or storm-induced snarl. It was just another Thursday at Newark Liberty International Airport. Newark has long been a punchline among travelers in the tri-state area, a launch pad to be avoided at all costs. It routinely tops rankings of large airports in flight delays and cancellations. It's hard to get to and harder to get around.
What I love is it seems like this guy is having fun writing this.
Yes.
you can tell he's really getting off.
Yeah. Well, he's some fucking New York yuppie. He gets his chance to shit on your jersey.
He's getting his rocks off, shitting all over Newark. Yeah.
The quote, the American people are reasonable, but if we have to spend the night sleeping on a bench in Newark Airport, we will grab a flag and join the revolution like an extra in Les Mis. Late night television host Stephen Colbert joked during a government
hilarious.
shutdown in 2019.
He's just gotten funnier and funnier.
I
Because he used to be not that funny, but now he's
no,
hilarious.
when he was first starting out on Comedy Central, he used to be just one of the most unfunny guys I could ever think of.
Yeah.
And now,
But now he's like,
but now
this
he
laugh
tells great
riot.
jokes like that.
Yeah, he's a laugh
where he
riot now.
says, "I don't even really understand that." That joke, I don't get it. I don't even really call it a joke, to be honest. It's right there. The American people are reasonable, but if we have to spend the night sleeping on a bench in Newark Airport, we will grab a flag and join the revolution like an extra in Les Mis. I'll tell you what, it really rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, it really rolls off the tongue.
Comedy's all about timing, and that one. But last week, Newark achieved the unthinkable. It got worse. Newark's week started badly with an air traffic technology outage that disrupted flights. Runway construction and air traffic control staffing issues extended the pain, prompting hundreds of flight delays and cancellations this week alone. For travelers, there's no wind in clear sight, especially in the summer months, and their inclement weather inclement weather adds to the airport's troubles.
Jesus.
Sean Ahmad and his wife were traveling from their home in Philadelphia to Louisville, Kentucky, to attend the Kentucky Derby. Originally, they planned to drive, but when they saw that Spirit Airlines was offering cheap airfare out of Newark, they took the bait.
Honey, there's a great deal Spirit out of Newark. Doesn't that sound great? Yeah, so we could just leave the car here. And, just a great deal. Spirit Airlines.
Spirit Airlines out of Newark.
Out of Newark, yeah.
They
deserve what they got.
Yeah, two stupid assholes.
They deserve what you get.
Two stupid assholes.
Spirit out of Newark? What are you, crazy?
Stupid assholes.
How does this lady stay with this guy?
Their Thursday morning flight was delayed 3 times where it was listed as interrupted. Ahmad said an airline employee told them the hiccup was due to a staffing issue. Spirit offered to rebook the couple on flights the next day, but they decided to rent a car after all and drive. Quote, "We just don't want the same thing to happen tomorrow," he said.
Yeah, it will.
Who could have predicted that? After flare-ups in 2023, United scaled back flying to Newark to ease congestion and took other steps to shore up its operation. The domestic flight cancellation rate at the airport edged down last year, dropping below pre-pandemic levels, according to government data. But air traffic control problems keep cropping up.
Why is it it's always New Jersey has some sort of nothing runs effectively there. You remember there was that traffic jam that lasted like a whole year?
Yeah, Chris Christie's fault, and he shut down that beach.
He shut down the bridge or whatever the fuck. There was like a year-long traffic jam.
Right.
There's always the airport doesn't work.
Yes.
Like it's just a fucking shit show over there.
Could it be the mob? Could it be the mob?
Could it be the mob? Could the mob fix it?
Maybe the mob could fix it. Maybe we get the mob back in there.
Maybe you get the mob back in. Maybe it's because the mob is gone.
Maybe the mob is gone.
Maybe the mob is gone and it used to be better.
It used to be better.
Anyway, go ahead. As you were.
Yes, cancellations and delays aren't Newark travelers' only lament. Some have complained about challenges navigating to or around the airport for airlines and flyers alike. Newark's location near busy roadways has hampered the airport's ability to expand. Now, if the mob was in charge of construction, they probably skirt a couple regulations and get shit done immediately.
Yeah, they throw a couple of bodies in the concrete.
We're pro-mob. This is a pro-mob podcast.
Pro-mob pod.
Then there's the unavoidable issue of Newark being located in New Jersey, which can seem very distant for New York clientele. United, which dominates Newark, has tried to counter Newark's reputation as out of the way and inconvenient at times, mounting GPS-based trackers on top of New York City taxis to display live travel times to Newark and JFK. I've never seen that in my life.
No.
In the 1990s, Continental Airlines plastered the city with advertisements hoping to convince New Yorkers to embrace Newark as their own. Quote, "Need to feel like a real New Yorker? Eat a bagel on your way to Newark," one read.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Others highlighted the hassles of getting to JFK. Quote, "The road to JFK is paved and repaved with good intentions." The ads, did Stephen Colbert write those? The ads sparked blowback from then Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who complained they were negative and disparaging of New York.
I love the idea that you feel out of touch as a New Yorker.
Yeah.
You go, you know what? You know what would fix this? I'll get a bagel and eat it in the back of a cab on the way to Newark Airport. That'll make me not want to kill myself. That's for sure. Well, Trent, maybe the key is getting to the airport a little earlier than the rest of the pack.
You know what? I like to get to the airport. I like to get there about 3 hours early.
3 hours? 3 hours before the flight or 3 hours?
Before the flight.
3 hours before the flight. Now, what do you do with the inevitable hour and 45 minutes you have to kill?
Well, I like to read. I like to read my books.
You like to read,
I like to bring my little book.
Work on the novel a little bit.
Yeah, work on the novel and people watch or perhaps order from Wendy's or look at the LaGuardia fountain.
Now, LaGuardia is beautiful. I would hate to, I'd hate to be stuck in JFK all that time. But
yes.
Now, Trent, you get to the airport early. Do you wake up early? Do you like to wake up?
I like to wake up early?
Do you consider yourself an early bird?
I would like to be an early bird.
Me too.
But I don't wake up. I wake up about 15 minutes
Before you have to leave.
Before I have to leave, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to be an early bird too. I think I'd be a lot more effective, but
Yes.
the thing is, we're comedians, and it's just it's never going to happen.
Difficult.
It's never going to happen. Well, morning, the 4 a.m. wake up isn't just for CEOs, Trent. This is from the Wall Street Journal. You see, in recent years, the 4 a.m. wake up has been the domain of world-striding executives and business people. Disney CEO Bob Iger famously begins his day with a pre-dawn workout. Apple CEO Tim Cook deals with emails from customers before sunrise. They can shove it up their ass. I don't know why they're even mentioning this. There's almost a kind of arms race between different executives and self-styled business leaders over who can claim the highest average workload, said Eric Baker, author of Make Your Own Job, How the Entrepreneurial Work Ethic Exhausted.
I won't be reading that one at the airport. That's for damn sure.
He is a bullshit author of the bullshit book. Author of a bullshit book. In March, the 4 a.m. wake up achieved new status after a viral video showed a very muscular man named Ashton Hall performing a...
Look that up. Write that down. Very muscular man.
Now, have you seen this? I've actually seen this video.
No, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, he performed a morning routine that involved mouth tape and ice bath filled with bottled Saratoga water.
He's a black guy, right? African American?
Yeah, yes.
Perhaps the next pope.
And a banana peel rubbed across his face, all beginning at 3:55 a.m. So he's like, this is what you have to do to start your day. You have to rub a banana peel on your face. You have to take a bath.
That's how
bottled
I
water.
Start my day. I'll just fucking kill myself.
Well, you could get a lot done.
Yeah.
You could kill yourself before 5 a.m. if you started your day like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
There he is.
Well, there's actually, yeah, that's him. Yeah. So he put duct tape over his mouth. He rubs bananas all over his face. I don't know. Some people think it was a joke, but it's hard to say. Well, for Dave,
It's hard to tell what's a joke, what isn't anymore.
Waking up is about as American as apple pie, Trent. Waking up early, I should say. Sorry.
No more American as apple pie. Blank is as American as apple pie. Sucks cock.
Well, I didn't write it.
You're right. I'm sorry. I took it out on you.
It goes as far back as Benjamin Franklin, said Adam Chandler, author of 99% Inspiration, a new working history of the American way of life.
There's
Does it feel like this article is just a plug for like two self-help books?
Books that the fucking guy's friends with.
Yeah.
What happened? Benjamin Franklin. He woke up early.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, well,
curious.
I mean, you had to. You couldn't. You couldn't stay up late because there's no electricity.
He discovered electricity.
You had no other choice.
Everyone woke up early back there. It started with him. He woke up when the fucking sun rose.
Yeah. Yeah, no choice. You had to go to bed, or you fucking sit in fucking
Can I be honest?
pitch black
Can I be
darkness.
honest with you?
Yeah.
I couldn't find another article. This is one of the worst articles I've ever read I've ever had to bring to the podcast, and I can't, in good conscience, go forward with it. I mean, there's nothing. There's one thing worth mentioning is that the irony of Hall's buzzy morning routine video is that a self-employed content creator is perhaps the very last person who needs to be up before 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Which it brings up a great point, because all these guys and all these videos are talking about how I get up at 4 a.m.,
Yeah.
I take an ice bath, and I plunge, do workout, I fuck my side piece, I rub a banana peel on my face,
What's the
return
benefit of the
emails.
banana peel?
I don't know. I'm going to find out, though.
Yeah, you're going to try it out.
Yeah, I'm going to try it out. I've been trying out a lot of different things with bananas lately. I'm just going to add that to the list.
That's good. That's good.
I've got a lot of cool experiments I'm working on.
Right. Yeah, but this guy, the influencer, he didn't do anything.
I mean, all he does is make the video about getting up early.
Right.
You don't have to get up early.
He doesn't post it. He doesn't post it at 4 a.m. because that's not peak posting time.
Yeah, so he has it in the bank.
Yeah, he has it in the bank. Yeah. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Also, there's no proof that it's 4 a.m. It might just be. It could be 1 in the afternoon when he's filming this.
Well, he's using action all being a liar.
You're right. I don't think a guy who'd rub a banana peel on his face would lie about when he wakes up in the morning. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I don't know.
You don't want to besmirch the good name of Ashton Hall. He's quite the hunk. But his mirror says there's no way to fake this. His mirror
says 3:50.
It's a smart mirror.
It's a smart mirror.
Yeah.
You'd think it would be backwards if it was a mirror, though. It's 3:55 a.m.
Yeah, that's true.
He wakes up at 3:55 a.m.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever. I'm gonna keep my alarm the same.
Well, try the banana peel.
I might try the banana peel.
Could do wonders.
I might try the banana peel. I'll have to shove it up my fucking ass. But well, Joe, I guess this is our final story.
It's your final story. I got one more.
Oh, you got one more. Okay,
Yeah.
good. This is my final story. Headline: Food industry wrestles with shopping app. Nothing gets into Dindy Young's supermarket shopping cart unless it passes the Yucca test.
Sorry. I'm sorry. What was all that? I had trouble following.
Joe.
You read it incredibly slow, and I still had trouble following.
I'm sorry, Joe. It seems to be a bit of a slow news week.
Talking about Dindy Young's shopping cart,
So yes, that's what I'm talking about. Dindy Young's.
and that's a person's name.
Dindy Young. He sounds like a character from Donkey Kong.
I want to be Dindy.
You were Dindy last time. Nothing gets into Dindy Young's supermarket shopping cart unless it first passes the Yucca test.
Well, I want to know, A, what the Yucca test is, but I also want to know what gets under Dindy Young's skin. What makes Dindy tick? No, tell us about the Yucca test, for God's sake.
Yucca is a mobile app.
I'm gonna shoot myself in the head live on the podcast.
It's a mobile app, Joe. It features an orange carrot icon and lets users scan product
There's
barcodes.
no hope. There's no hope for tomorrow. It's over.
We're finished.
We're going to the grocery store.
We're absolutely finished.
I need to have the Yucca app.
We're absolutely finished.
We're fucking cooked. We're absolutely done.
Oh man, for food, it scans the product barcodes. For food, it generates
Jesus
a
Christ.
score from 1 to 100 based on nutritional quality, additives, and whether it is organic.
Oh, now that is interesting.
Hold on.
Wait, it does what?
Hold on.
Well, that's just the app I'm looking for.
I was looking, I was browsing the app store as I am wont to do. And I go, God damn, if there's an app that I could scan the barcode of my fucking Chef Boyardee ravioli and tell me if it's healthy or not, I'd love that.
Yeah, last time I was up late in the app store and I couldn't find I couldn't find anything like that, but that was
I was looking,
and don't get me wrong, I found a lot of great apps.
I was browsing.
I found a lot of great apps. I blinked out an hour of my schedule every night to just unplug, browse the app store,
some hot new apps.
see what I like.
Get on the ground floor of some hot new apps.
The ground floor.
And I'm sorry, Yucca, I hate to say it, I missed that one, but perhaps it was in the Y's, so I didn't get that far.
Yeah, you should always
start backwards.
Start backwards.
Like a Japanese manga.
That's right.
Shoppers like young. Shoppers like young. Dindy Young, that is.
I can't with this fucking story. I can't get into it. The guy's name's Dindy Young. It's fucking an app for bananas.
Hold on. We can bail on it. I just want to read this.
No, keep going. I'm sure there's some good stuff there.
Okay, so shoppers like Young heed Yuka's advice. Dindy Young, he's 77 years old. He's an
Dindy Young, 77?
Yeah, he's download a fucking app. Jesus Christ, let me fucking write out my last dying days in peace. If I fucking almost 80 and I'm still downloading apps, pull the plug, baby.
There's Dindy walking into the store again. There's Yucca app.
Oh, he pulled up Yucca. The 77-year-old entrepreneur said he has sworn off. He's sworn off Hellmann's mayonnaise ever since the app pointed out that it is made with calcium disodium EDTA, a synthetic additive used to preserve foods.
I've sworn off Hellmann's.
Quote, I used to live off the stuff, Young said of Hellmann's, which Yuka rates a 15 or bad. Now he uses butter instead. So let's break this down.
Oh my God.
So this guy, he's 77 years old.
This is a slow news week. so to just go over everything we've said, there's a 77-year-old man who's using butter instead of mayonnaise.
He's using butter instead
and an app helped him make that decision.
And he had to download an app to alert him that Hellmann's mayonnaise may not be the healthiest thing you could use. So butter.
Well, butter's great for you. So. Great. Okay. So, in other news, a 70-year-old man has switched from mayonnaise to butter.
He's using butter, which I don't know. Mayonnaise and butter to me strike me. Maybe I don't have the same palate as Dinty Young, but they seem to be quite different.
Sorry, I just had an out-of-body experience. But go ahead.
Some in the food industry see the future of food labeling in Yuka and similar mobile apps as consumers increasingly scroll their phones to decide what to eat. Such apps are one way to render immediate judgment on a product.
Can you imagine writing this? How did this guy not shove a gun in his mouth? He's typing up this story.
Oh. So you used to just use your brain. You used to be able to use your brain and your eyes.
That's gone.
Hold it and say, and you could make an immediate judgment that way.
Yeah.
But now you have to download it. You have to download Yuka, of course. Adoption of the apps has been fueled by the same skepticism toward food ingredients companies and regulators that animates the Make America Healthy Again movement spearheaded by Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
RFK,
President Trump's Health and Human Services Secretary. Quote, I use Yuka. My wife uses it, Kennedy said in late April. HHS plans to encourage other companies to develop similar apps, he said. So, by the way, Cheryl Hines.
Former friend of the show. I don't know at this point where she stands, to be honest. I really don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she'll ever work again. No. Yeah, but she wasn't really working
not on this
much.
Podcast.
Now, if we have anything to say about it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think she was. I mean, she popped up and stuff besides Curb, but do you think she's pissed off that this guy? You would think she probably married him. Now, I don't want to speak for Cheryl myself, but you would think
I wouldn't claim to speak for Cheryl.
But you would think she probably married him. She'd go, oh, this is a Kennedy. He's rich. He's got money. He's not going to run for president. He's not going to be in the cabinet. You think he should just marry him for his money and go on with his life. But now he's ruined her career.
Well, what's so funny is like she plays Larry David's wife in Curb.
Yeah.
And the whole show is just her putting up with a series of indignities from him and having to stay married to him despite him ruining his reputation. And now that's her actual life.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was a role she was born to play somehow.
I guess so.
Maybe that's just her destiny.
Art imitates life. I mean, in this case, life imitates art.
As it comes to the app.
As it comes to the app. And by the way, Make America Healthy Again. I've seen no signs that we should want to be healthy and extend our lives the way things are going.
No, absolutely not.
I would like to continue eating like a fucking pig.
Give me some fried chicken.
Send me to an early grave. The app's growing popularity poses a new challenge for food companies. Chicago-based ConAgra, maker of Healthy Choice frozen meals, says its products are among the healthiest in the category, low in fat, calories, and sodium, with high quality protein and no artificial colors. Yuka, however, recently rated 12 out of 16 Healthy Choice products at a Chicago supermarket as poor, due in part to additives such as sodium phosphate and carrageenan.
Now, tell me this. Is Yuka maybe in bed with certain brands?
Nah.
And not with other brands? People go, hey, Yuka would love a great rating.
Probably. I mean, yeah. Wouldn't put it past him.
No. Can't be trusted.
No.
Although
Anyway.
if Diddy Kong trusts him, then Whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, right. Diddy Kong.
Diddy Young.
Jack McNamara, CEO of seltzer maker True. You ever heard of True?
No. Shove it up
Crack
your
up
ass.
on a couple of Trues. Said he first learned about yucca while handing out samples at a Los Angeles Costco. Shoppers began pulling out their phones and scanning True's barcode. Yucca gives True drinks a score of 43 or 48 out of 100. Poor, in part, because they contain stevia and some other thing I can't pronounce. Sweeteners that Yucca says carry risks. McNamara said he doesn't fully agree with Yucca's methodology, which deducts points for drinks that aren't water. But he takes the app's input seriously. Quote, platforms like Yucca are going to have massive repercussions, McNamara said.
I don't know.
True, which he said rates better than many competitors, is trying the new versions of its drinks that would fetch higher scores using less or none of the sweeteners.
Now, do you really think Yucca is going to take off? He says it's going to have massive repercussions.
Massive.
But I can't imagine anyone I've ever met ever using it. Maybe
No, I can't imagine that. And if I found out they did, I'd cut them out of my life completely.
Yeah, exactly. They just need to go for more regular people, not these fucking assholes.
No.
But I guess if you're the CEO of True Seltzer, your clientele probably has the Yucca app.
Yeah, they probably do. Yeah.
They probably have the Yucca app, and they're going to find out a hard reality about True. Well, Trent, this is our final story on the podcast today. This is interesting. This is a museum's main attraction. Anyone who looks American. School children beg U.S. visitors for selfies and handshakes at a new shrine to the Vietnam War.
Oh, wow.
Hanoi. Dateline Hanoi. David McCaskey visited the new war museum here to see American planes, helicopters, and tanks from the Vietnam War. But the 33-year-old graduate student from Buffalo, New York, quickly realized those exhibits were playing second fiddle to the museum's star attraction, David McCaskey. As soon as he entered the gates, about 30 schoolchildren in identical tracksuits swarmed him. They wanted a photo. Then another group did, and another. After 20 minutes of smiling for more than 100 children, he put on a face mask and sunglasses and finally slipped away.
What?
They never really explained that. I don't know, a face mask. He disguised himself and fled.
Well, you'd still see his white hands, unless he wore gloves as well, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. He must have found a way. He said, it's the closest I'll ever get to being a celebrity. The Vietnam War.
Now he's in the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, I mean, he's a meteoric rise, David McCaskey. The Vietnam War ended 50 years ago Wednesday when North Viet. Yeah, I didn't realize that when North Vietnamese tanks rolled through Saigon, capital of then U.S.-backed South Vietnam. Goddamn Saigon, lost a lot of good men. Today, tourists visiting the land of their one-time enemy are discovering that Americans are by and large beloved here. At the Military History Museum, a Smithsonian-like campus that celebrates Vietnam's wartime achievements and condemns what it's called the U.S. invasion, the biggest draw is anyone who looks like a Yankee. It's strange. School children, many from small towns who have never seen a foreigner before, are desperate to score a selfie with a member of the defeated party. It's akin to an American at Bunker Hill clamoring for a photo with a Londoner.
I was about to say that.
what an apt analogy.
It was just about the tip of my tongue.
Why would he write that?
It's like Bunker Hill.
That is the most out of date. It spawns nothing in our collective imagination.
No.
Just a guy at Bunker Hill.
Yeah. Have you seen? I get these sometimes. A video of like a black person. They go to China or whatever, and they take pictures of them.
They take pictures of them, but they keep a distance.
Yeah. But these people, the Vietnamese people, the young kids wearing their tracksuits, they're coming up, posing.
They're racing up to them. Yeah. They love them. They're fucking crazy about them.
They love the gringos, the Yankees.
You see the Vietnamese. Well, the war ended in 1975, and there was an embargo against the unified communist Vietnam because the communists won the war. I'd hate to admit it. I hate to admit it, but we lost one. We did lose one. President Clinton.
Just one.
President Clinton normalized ties with Hanoi in the 1990s. The Vietnamese have since largely embraced America. The U.S. is the biggest market for Vietnamese exports.
Pho,
Whatever that is. Yeah, pho. I don't know.
I've had it before. My first girlfriend was Vietnamese, Joe.
That's right.
And we wish her well.
You met her at the museum,
and
right?
I wish her well.
She was one of the school children, she ran up to you, took a picture. Yeah.
I go, wait 16 years.
Yeah. Wait 16. You did the right thing. You groomed. You always want to groom. You never want to go for it right away.
No. You have to groom.
You must groom. Well, in Vietnam, McDonald's and Starbucks dot city streets. Cover bands belt out Johnny Cash and Bruno Mars. The Hanoi Noodle Shop, where President Obama and celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain dined in 2016, even enshrined their table behind glass.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot. Americans are welcome here and beloved pretty much everywhere, said Ted Osuias, who's a U.S. ambassador to Vietnam from 2014 to 2017. Bullshit job. He said it was akin to Americans adoring British culture generations after the Revolutionary War. Again, they keep having these Revolutionary War references that are just completely dead.
Adoring British culture.
I don't remember us doing that at all.
No, maybe the British invasion.
Maybe a few hundred years after that.
Yeah, maybe the Kinks.
Yeah, British invasion. That's the only invasion I liked. It helps they think that North Vietnam prevailed. It was much harder for us to get over.
That.
It was well, yeah. It helps that North Vietnam. Well, no, that helps. It helps. That's why people like them.
Oh, I see.
They're like Americans.
Oh,
because North Vietnam prevailed.
I see.
It was much harder for us to get over the war. In the courtyard outside the museum, American-made war plans, tanks, and machine guns, labeled as instruments of the invasion war, serve as jungle gyms for gleeful children. Children and adults alike, including veterans in olive green uniform, politely ask foreigners for photos, with Americans like McCaskey the ultimate prize.
The ultimate prize is
now. Why would McCaskey be the ultimate prize? You might say.
Is he 6 foot tall?
He's 6 foot tall.
He's looking for a man in finance.
He's 6 foot tall. PhD student studying environmental history in Vietnam. McCaskey has been living, traveling around the country since 2013. His height and complexion.
Yes.
Earned him attention from children who, upon learning his nationality, wanted to chat about Marvel movies. They often gave him the nickname Captain America. So this guy is a 6 foot tall white guy. And that's exactly what, in their imagination, they see Captain America.
So it's the Vietnamese people and every girl on Tinder.
Yeah. I go there. By the way, I went to this museum, not a single hug, not a single photo.
They fucking spit on you.
Hey, what are you, 5'8"?
They spit on you.
They spit in my face. The irony wasn't lost on McCaskey. Quote, I took selfies with them in front of the large planes that dropped Agent Orange. The planes that dropped the bombs. He said, I'm not sure they were making that connection. Like, hey, this guy's dad might have bombed my grandfather. They're just kind of cool vehicles. As the museum's lunch break approached, McCaskey made his escape, aided by an older Vietnamese man who steered him away from the crowd. Inside the museum, he examined the exhibits in relative peace.
The older Vietnamese guy, he didn't forget.
You didn't forget.
Yeah, I'm not taking a fucking picture with you, you fucking baby killer.
Yeah. Son of a baby killer. Captain America. It is strange, though.
That is odd, yes.
It's strange we napalmed the country
right.
Like 30 years later. It just goes to show you can napalm anyone. Give it about 30 years.
Yes.
And they'll be lining up to take pictures with you.
That's exactly right. This may be the one country that doesn't hate our fucking guts right now.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause, let me tell you, Canada's not.
No, they're not happy.
Yeah, not a lot. Well, that has been this episode of the Echo Chamber Podcast. Please like, subscribe, review, rate, tell your friends.
Yeah, all that shit. As always, this is Trent Mabry signing out.
And this is Joe Nunnink signing off.
Bye-bye.